How many upsets in Fusion did you never see coming? Okay, well. If we go to the Fusion bracket, I can bring it up on screen for you guys. Give me a second. I'll put it above the Twitch chat. So, NA main event. How many upsets were there in 3v3? None. Wow, whoever did the seeding must be really good at the seeding. How many upsets were there in 1v1? Oh wait, none there as well. Wow, whoever did the seeding here is a genius. What a great guy. 2v2. What upsets we got? Rogue over Envy. Well, this is seed 5 over seed 4. So, this matchup, it doesn't even matter who's seed 4, who's seed 5. It's the same. Like, if you flip it, same thing. So, not surprised about this one. It's whatever. It was a 50-50. This was a 50-50. Vision over 72 PC. This is an upset. I would say I was surprised by this one. I thought Lion Blaze and Jacob would be able to take it over Kinsei Rodoko, but Kinsei Rodoko stepped up, so they played really well here. And Affinity over Stromboli, yeah, this is another upset. I was surprised by that one. But Affinity just popped off. Magic Bear, Percy, they played so well. So seeing how well they played, I'm like, wow, thoroughly deserved. Now this went the way it's expected to go. Affinity versus Vision went the way it was expected to go. So the only two upsets were Stromboli Affinity and Vision 72 PC. And I wasn't like super surprised by either of them. They are pretty close. So I wasn't really surprised by anything in NA, to be honest. It all went kind of... I think Affinity, I guess, are the big... Like, I think Affinity, they did better than everybody thought. They were nuts. So yeah, I guess Affinity are the upset. For EU, Singularity over Solary. This is crazy that they got 4-0. Again, just like in NA, this is seed 4 versus 5, so it's a 50-50 in my opinion. I wasn't really sure what to expect here. But yeah, Singularity 4-0 is definitely a very dominant score, so I didn't expect that one. In the 2v2, Oxygen over Sandrock. Yeah, this is an upset for sure. So that was surprising. But I've already talked about the whole Sandrock like ridiculous pressure situation, and Oxygen are just chilling. So, and they also popped off, so they did really well. Like Astro got a 0-second goal in game 3, which was insane. And as like a 0-second save in game 6. Like this series was on a knife edge at times, and they clutched it. So great series if you didn't watch it. Singularity over Stormtrooper seed 4-5. Again, it's completely even really. No surprises here. Dignitas against Tree of a Kind. This one, I was a bit surprised. I think Tree of a Kind, they didn't play up to their usual level. They had some big misplays. They didn't look like they were all there. I was kind of worried about Ixo in the 1v1 after seeing him in the 2v2 here, because he made a lot of mistakes. But yeah, still 4-3, so pretty close. Seed 3 versus seed 6. So yeah, the two, this is the only one that's really surprising here. Oxygen over Sandrock. If you look at how poorly Sterling Chaussette did in the qualifier, and how insane Ahmed and Khaled looked in the qualifier, like this is 100% an upset. And it's by far the biggest upset in the tournament that we've discussed so far. Then, yeah, everything else, this was normal. Everything else went according to seeding after this. So, oh wait, I guess Oxygen over Singularity isn't according to seeding, but after seeing Oxygen beat Sandrock, I expected them to beat Singularity, and they did, so no surprise there. And yeah, this was all expected as well. Expected, but not to go to game 7, so that's definitely an upset that it went to game 7. Small upset here. I love it says Astral left the match with game 6 with 1:17 left on the clock. Amazing from Wikipedia there. Huge upset. So I'd say the biggest upsets in the tournament were Oxygen over Sandrock, Stormtroopers over Dignitas, Jack over Dig with the biggest upset reverse sweep. What on earth? Okay, biggest upset by far. This was expected. This was kind of expected. I thought Vitality would win. And then this was an upset, but I mean, which is bigger upset? Like Fairy Peak coming back. I guess these are equally big upsets. Like Fairy coming back from 6-4 down in game 5 to win, and Jack coming back from 3-0 down in the series to win. These are the two biggest upsets by far, and third biggest upset would be Oxygen over Sandrock for me. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are there any other upsets that you're really surprised by? You want to see apparently Jack versus Ixo? Yeah, that would be nuts. I did answer all the questions on Twitter. I didn't really answer any question twice, so I probably answered your question, yeah. Look at this, like, totally scuffed production over here. Totally scuffed. The chat on the on the right. What am I doing between now and Salt Mine? Just doing some, streams where we'll cast some matches, we'll do some replay reviews, just the old usual stuff. But there's a lot that goes into organizing Salt Mine, so I'm pretty much every day doing stuff for that. Arranging the qualifier, arranging the tournament, arranging the players, arranging the casters, everything. There's a lot. There's a lot still to be done, so I'm gonna be doing that. We're playing chess, not today. Talk about Lee chess before. I've never played on Lee chess. So I asked somebody like if they knew what the equivalent rating on Lee chess would be for someone who's 1150 on chess.com. That's what I asked. No, I've not heard from Flourish for a while. Who's your least favorite Australian commentator? I don't think I have one, actually. Genuinely. CJ was definitely being more cheeky than you this weekend to me. He kept on, taking jabs at me after I flipped. I think when I flipped Yummy and CJ both upside down, Yummy was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." He wasn't really bothered by it, but CJ was really, really bothered. He did not like being upside down on the broadcast. I think he's like, he doesn't like when he doesn't have control, I guess, because as soon as he lost control over the orientation of his face cam, he was just very uncomfortable about the whole thing. So he wanted to, jab me back. So every time he did it, I flipped him again. And yeah, Twitch were loving it, so it was a good time. But yeah, genuinely loved having Yummy and CJ on the broadcast. It was great. The reflips, yeah. Yeah, as soon as he started talking trash about my age, I flipped him and not Yummy. I was like, alright, CJ's getting flipped here. He made fun of my seating, I flipped him again. It's also just as a joke Aussies get 24/7. If people find it funny, are you okay with it? Yeah, of course, it's probably like a very old joke for you, but it is pretty funny. Sick comment on YouTube. Yummy is an awful commentator. He never really seems to know what's going on. Doesn't add anything to the viewing. Just seems to talk about nothing. Which would be much better if Johnny did it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so savage. But whenever you see a comment like this, you know it's just like not really something that you should take very seriously, because like when somebody like criticizes casting and then they also in the same sentence or the same comment say, "I much prefer this guy's casting," you're like, ah, okay. Now he's made very clear what his agenda is. He's just trying to, hype up the caster that he's the biggest fan of, and to do that he's having to put down on every other caster, which is probably not the best way to do it. That's a pretty funny pasta though. I like that. Hard to be compared to the perfect Johnny. Yeah, it's really difficult for other casters to commentate on my YouTube and not be completely destroyed. The fact that Shogun was getting negative comments is like shows you like how stupid their standards are on YouTube. Like YouTube comments, what are you doing? Come on. I love commentating with Shogun. I loved all the work that all the casters did on Fusion. You guys have got to just calm down. It is possible for other casters to be good besides me. I know, crazy for some YouTube commenters to think, I guess, but it is very possible. Hey, Copper Spice, see you later, man. I'm going to be heading off in a bit as well. I've not hosted people that much recently because didn't want to risk them swearing as soon as I throw them a host. Yeah, any final questions before I go, guys? Related to Fusion and Salt Mine. Look for somebody to host. In the meantime. Liquidity, I'm glad you think so, man. We try our best. We try our best. What time is it? Right now it's 3:32 in the morning. New ones player with a massive brain. Yeah, that'd be cool. It's hard to burst onto the scene with a massive brain though, because to have a massive brain for a game mode, you've got to have played it for a long time, which would mean you've probably like been known for a long time. Players who burst onto the scene tend to be more mechanical. Hey, King Spectre, you're welcome, man. Thanks for all of the help moderating the chat. Seriously. Hey, sorry, Ritzim. If you want to pass out, just like close your eyes and try and think about nothing. Will you continue casting after Rocket League dies or if? Well, I don't think Rocket League's going to die, so I don't think I'm going to have to cast anything else. But would I? I don't know. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. A lot of this is the question that most of my like real life friends and people who find out what I do in real life, when they find out about this, they're like, "Oh, do you cast any other games? Do you have a backup plan?" And I'm like, "Nope, no backup plan. I'm all in. I'm a very like all-in kind of person. I dedicate myself to one thing at a time, and this is what I do right now." Hey, thank you, Geekman. It's been a while since I stubbed my toe. I don't remember what it feels like. I hope I never do it again. If I was a fruit, what would I be? Like if I had to choose one, probably just the most disgusting fruit that's poisonous to humans, because then nobody's gonna eat me. Poisonous to everybody, actually. Animals, humans, bugs, everything. Poisonous, then nobody's gonna eat me. I can just be a fruit forever. That would be that's the fruit I would be. Because yeah, getting eaten doesn't sound very fun. Opinion of Stormtroopers 3s? I rate them. I rate them. It was so funny. I don't know if they were memeing, but Stormtroopers were like, or yeah, I don't remember who it was on Twitter. Like there was obviously loads of people complaining about Fusion qualifier seeding because they're like, "Oh my goodness, we're like a really good 3v3 team. Why are we below this 3v3 team who we've definitely beaten in scrims, and they're only rank A, we're rank S, so ah." And actually, you know, when I looked at the teams in 1s, 2s, 3s, I'm like, yeah, Stormtroopers, they're probably the best of the bubble teams, I would say. And then they got in. I was like, yeah. I think they were the only bubble team that I think they were the highest seeded bubble team, weren't they? EU qualifier. Pretty sure they were. Or were they second highest bubble team? I can't remember. Would I consider Johnny Boy and Johnny Boy the best casting duo in the world? I don't think two of me would be a very good casting duo, no. I think you want to have diversity in casting. It's good to have two different casters, and it's good in the casting team to have lots of diversity as well, in my opinion. Gives a more interesting broadcast and a more interesting base of operations. Yeah, yummy. Scottish and English people are pretty different, and Shogun's casting style is pretty different from mine, but the synergy is there, so it works. I'm looking up what seed were Stormtroopers again? I'm trying to find it. Yeah, they were. Yeah, Stormtroopers were seed 17, if I'm not mistaken. Weren't they? I think they were. Oh no, they were seed 18. Allmans were 17, because it was Freaky Godsmilla. So that's like 2/3 of an RLCS team right there. Well, two RLCS players from the previous season. And then it was Magnifico, and then it was Stormtroopers. Yeah, I think Triple Trouble were upset at being seed 20, and I was like, but I don't really think this team's going to do too well in 2v2 or 3v3, or 2v2 and 1v1. And even 3v3, they haven't been insane recently, so... Like, if you compare them to the bubble teams I had ahead of them, I'm like, yeah, I think the bubble teams ahead of them probably beat them in 1v1, and probably beat them in 2v2, and 3v3 is close also, so yeah, no surprise to see that seeding, in my opinion. Yeah, everybody wants Jack and Show matches, of course. Stormtroopers, are they good enough for RLCS? No, not yet. No. RLCS is pretty stacked right now. Do you think age demographic of pro players will continue to get higher? I don't know. I don't know. Rocket League is so far it's been a game where it's easier for new players to catch up than it is for older players to stay ahead. So if the current trend continues, then no. I think that we're going to continually see young players come along and replace older, less motivated players. But less motivated is the key. If somebody is still practicing and still playing a lot of Rocket League and they have, you know, good mechanics, then they can stick around. You know, like a Garrett, like a Cuxer, Kronovi. Been there since the start. Especially Kronovi and Cuxer, you know. They're still playing. But yeah, what Yummy Cheeseman said is probably true as well. Like, I think, yes. I think that at some point, it's just inevitable. The reason we're seeing a lot of turnover right now of, like, new players coming in and, like, just completely outclassing old players mechanically is because Rocket League is still pretty young, so even the old players don't have that, like, ridiculous amount of experience, like 10 or 15 years experience playing the game. But, you know, you fast forward 10 years and maybe, what, like, a player who's just gone to the scene now is still there, grinding. Like, they're probably going to be very hard to catch up on because they've got, like, so much, like, years of experience. So, yeah, I guess, like, way in the future, yeah, we'll probably have, like, older pros, but for now, there's still not enough of a head start for the top guys. New players are going to keep coming around, keep coming on. Do I think Fairy's a 1v1 GOAT? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I think Scrubkill is second in the GOAT conversation. And then maybe Khaled third. It's hard to say, though.